Hello, dear children. Today we are going to start the last story of your book moment, The Beggar, written by A.P. Chekhov. First of all, we will know some information about the playwright, story writer Anton Chekhov. He was born in 1860 and died in 1904. He was a Russian playwright and short story writer who is considered to be among the greatest writers of short story fiction in history. His career as a playwright proceeded four classics, and his best short stories are held in high esteem by writers and critics. Name of the writer Anton Chekhov, born 29 January 1860, Tangora, Russia, died 15 July 1904, Bedwiller, Germany. Famous books are The Lady with the Dog, Stories of Anton Chekhov. Short famous stories are The Chameleon, Misery, Gooseberries. We will get to know a little introduction of The Beggar. The Beggar by Anton Chekhov is a story of a poor drunken beggar named Lakshov, who due tin Miss Albetra Biggie Fuggy is no longer able to work and restored to begging in order to survive. He also begins to lie about Miss Mew Figgy Wigging, hoping to gain others' sympathy. Sergei, an advocate, provides work for Lakshov to change him. Smalt at Lok's mat work. It is his cook Olga who is responsible for the positive change in him. He tried to help, but actually his cook finally gave him the final help. Let's start the story, The Beggar. Kind sir, first of all, I just want to give you the important line. What induced the beggar Lakshov to change his ways? Let's read and find out. We always want that begging should stop. Beggars should be discouraged. But what happened in the story? We will get to know this. Kind sir, have pity. Turn your attention to a poor, hungry man. See, the first paragraph is written in inverted commas because the beggar is saying all these things to one advocate. He said, I want your attention. Please have pity on me. For 3 days I have had nothing to eat. As this is the general tagline of all the beggars, for so many days they were unable to get something to eat. So the same way he had also started his pleading that for 3 days I did not get anything to eat. I have not 5 cupcakes for a lodging. I swear it before God. He said, I do not have a single place to lodge, to live, and I can say it with the swear of God. For 8 years, I was in village school teacher, and then I lost my place through intrigues meaning plotter, conspiracy. I felt a victim of calumny. He says that before 8 years I was a school teacher. I was earning fine, but in one conspiracy, because I became the victim of conspirator, and I lost my place. It is a year now since I have had anything to do. He said that since 1 year he was forced to beg. The advocate Sergei looked at the ragged, fawn-colored overcoat of the suppliant, at his dull, drunken eyes, at the red spot on either cheek, and he seemed to him as if he had seen this man somewhere before. When the advocate was listening everything, he saw his appearance, and with his appearance it was clear that he had seen him somewhere. He noticed that as if he was looking so familiar, as if he had met him before. I have now had an offer of a position in a province of Kalgua, the mendicant went on, but I have not the money to get there. The beggar continued to say that he got one work in one of the place of Kalgua, but the problem was that he did not have money and he wanted some sort of help to go there. Help me kindly. I am ashamed to ask, but I am obliged by circumstances. He said, though I did not feel like asking for money, but I am the prey of my circumstances and I am helpless. Segri's eyes fell on the man's overshoes, one of which was high and the other low, and he suddenly remembered something. When Segri saw the man's high shoes, suddenly he remembered something. Look here, it seems to me I met you the day before yesterday in Sadway Street, and he said, but you told me then that you were a student who had been expelled and not a village school teacher. Do you remember? He said that I met you some day before in some other street. There you said you were one expelled student. So you are a liar.